He's like, yeah, attendance. Attendance is 10% of your grade. And I was like, no.
And we're live.
I did that class thing in real life. My senior year of college, I had a high level finance class that I was in, and it wasn't even that high level. It was pretty fucking easy. Like I went in, saw the syllabus on the first day, was like, all right, hunky dory, this shouldn't be that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Go in, and in my head, because syllabus week stuff gets mixed up. You're like, this class counts for attendance, this class doesn't, and I had it in my head like, finance does not take attendance ever. And I was like, yes, all right. Well, I'm going to go to every class up till that first test 3 weeks in. And then if I do well on that, fuck it, I'm out the rest of this semester. And so like 3 weeks in or whatever, first test, I'd been in all those classes, aced it really easy. It was super, super easy. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, awesome. Not that I'm that smart, like everybody did very well. And I was like, fuck this, I'm out. And literally did not go back to that class other than test days. Was killing it on tests. And it gets to be literally the final, like the fucking final for the class. And I sit next to a guy, and I was like, making a little small talk, like, how you doing? He's like, oh, this class is so easy. It's going to be an easy A. And I'm like, yeah, it's been so easy. You're right, dude. Not even having to come, like, it's perfect. And he's like, well, yeah, but like, you don't want to miss out on all the attendance points. And I was like, no, wait, what? He's like, yeah, attendance. Attendance is 10% of your grade. And I was like, no. I looked at it, and yeah, I went from getting like a 94 or something in that class to an 84 or an 85 because I did show up. Or no, you're right.
The first couple of weeks, you should have some.
Yeah, but I don't know how he would have known. He didn't take attendance, but I still passed. But yeah, I was in like a major, like heart sinking, heart palpitating panic when that kid was like, well, you still want the attendance though. So like that. Not a great climax to that story, but that was real, and it was panic.
I climaxed. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, thank you.
I ruined my 60 days.
Now do you feel weak and like a bitch?
Yeah, I do. Fuck,
you shouldn't have come
after coming.
Yeah. Shouldn't have come here.
Yeah, if you could get me that after I leave. I think that's all I want as a guest. I just want your AMSR, if you could.
Yeah. It's extra if you want my slurs version. And it's just racial and sexual slurs whispered sensually to you as you sleep. So... yeah, that would probably be the biggest, like, or most stressed out I ever got in a class. Like, I sucked ass at Italian, but that was like, I knew I sucked ass at it.
I hated that. I hated French. I took French in college, and I hated that I had to go. I hated that I had to go back and do it because when my initial college that I took told me I tested out of it, and then when I transferred colleges, they made me take it again. But that was the class I had to put the most work into in fucking college because it's all brute memorization. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't make a single difference. You just have to fucking memorize that shit. I hated that.
I sat next to this kid in Italian, and I admire him to this day with the ballsiness that he would cheat. And this is not a lecture hall. There's 18 of us in Italian too at the time, and I'm sitting at a desk next to him, and like this motherfucker, we'd sit down and start taking it. He would like unzip his coat like he was trying to intimidate someone, and he would pull out a note card. 4x7, not even 3x6, 3x5, 4x6, not 3x5. And this guy had all the conjugations on there. And every time I'd be like, dude, this is the day that Joe gets fucked. This is the test that Joe gets fucked. Never got fucked. That kid, I should have been more like Joe.
Yeah,
should have just cheated my ass off. And like looking back, there's no way that teacher gave a fuck.
Nope.
Right, because
I took sign language. She didn't give a fuck. She didn't care. It was fun time. Like she was like a hippie, like 48 years old, single lady. She didn't give a shit. We were as close as we were that lady's friends. That's what was going on in that class. It was one of those. I don't know if you guys experienced this, but we had classrooms that were fucking double wide trailers because like there wasn't enough room in the school. So they'd have a fucking double wide trailer outside, and you'd go fucking take sign language in a double wide or life connections. That was another class we had that I can't even explain what it was.
Life connections.
Yeah, life connections. I don't know what the fuck that.
Just teaching you to use LinkedIn.
No, it was just like we just like hung out and talked about nonsense. It was so stupid. I don't know. I loved it. It was my favorite class, but there was nothing going on in there.
That's
Well,
probably
I
what
gotta
your class
say-
probably.
I gotta say, I think there are a bunch of subjects that should have been covered in fucking schools that never were.
Dude,
How about-
I don't-
let
I
me
don't
jump in
tax
on my
filing?
teacher
Paying your
not give a
taxes,
fuck.
exactly.
So I had
Taxes I actually had a course where paying your taxes was part of it. I thought it was a fucking stupid waste of my time. I don't remember ever getting anything used from that. But I do wish I'd had some fucking guidance on terms of what to do as a career. That would have been useful.
You're like, I'm a 35-year-old man, never had to pay taxes once. That
Yeah.
was class.
my senior year in high school, we had a teacher, and he was really old, but I was young, so I didn't recognize just how like breaking down this guy was. And he was kind of flexible, but I think he just sort of lacked the energy to give a fuck. So I had him after lunch. We'd roll in late. I'd have like ice cream on a wooden stick, whatever, the popsicle or something, but ice cream.
Mhm.
And we really took advantage of his like inability to like have the energy to enforce rules like a normal teacher would. Then he died. Like he was that
Oh,
old.
shit.
Yeah, he died midway through the school year. And the like vice principal or something sat in and started teaching the course while they could find a long-term substitute. And he's like, I cannot believe you people. This is how you treated him? You were walking all over him, showing up to class 7 minutes late. You had food. You brought snacks. You didn't pay attention. This is who you were to this man? And it's like, yeah, kind of like that better than this. But that's how it went down.
Yeah, I never had any teachers die while I was still there.
We did.
No.
I did have one teacher that like lost his driving privileges because he was going so blind. It's the same
Ah.
guy that I've talked about on the show, where people would play
Taught you
catch
sign
with
language.
a brand new yellow tennis
Yellow
ball because he couldn't see the color yellow. And this one people on this project I did wrote "You are gay" and highlighter underneath all the info on the poster board, and that I didn't do that. I didn't know, but yeah, that was no good.